Meantime, you still have time to find a designated driver before tonight's New Year's Eve celebrations. CHP announced a maximum enforcement period to crack down on drunk driving. Extra officers are out on patrol starting tonight at 6:01 p.m. The heightened enforcement will run through 11:59 p.m. on New Year's Day. The agency says this year's Christmas enforcement period highlighted the risks drivers faced. In just 30 hours, crashes claimed the lives of 5 people within CHP's jurisdiction, and officers arrested more than 300 people for DUI. That's an average of 1 DUI arrest every 6 minutes. And Officer D.C. Williams with the CHP Fort Tejon office is joining us now to talk about safety on the roads this New Year's Eve. Thanks for coming in. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so what has it been like out there? We had the Christmas enforcement period and we're going into New Year's.
Yes.
It seems like there are so many options now to get home safely between Ubers and Lyfts, and then, there are several other free ways that we're going to talk about in a moment.
Right.
Are people using those and driving drunk less, or do you still see this as just as big of a problem?
We see it as still just as big of a problem.
Wow.
I was just reviewing some reports that before I came down here today, and we did have several DUI arrests in the Fort Tejon area. I mean, you're talking driving on the 5 freeway, going either towards, coming up through Bakersfield or Fresno, and yeah, we have people coming through those areas intoxicated, which is extremely dangerous, not only through there, but even here in town. You've got people still driving intoxicated, feeling like they're okay when in all actuality they're not.
Okay, so what do you want people to do if they notice someone who looks like they're impaired on the roads?
Yeah, if you notice somebody's impaired on the road, definitely call 911.
Okay.
Have a license plate, have a vehicle description, which way they're going. But after you call in, make sure you either back off, don't continue to follow them.
Okay.
Because we want you to be safe as well, because if that person crashes, you could be involved in that crash. So just report where they're going, and we'll try to get there as quickly as we can.
Okay, and then what other things do people need to be aware of? There's still a lot of holiday travel and winter travel going on right now.
Oh, yeah, there is. Yeah, even on my way down here, traffic was picking up already. So if you're traveling, be patient. It's going to take you some time to get to where you need to go, so be patient. Don't try to work your way through traffic by making those unsafe lane changes, speeding, tailgating. Because if we see that, we're going to be stopping you and, unfortunately get that ticket. And, there are going to be those aggressive drivers out there. So we're we're advising people, if you see an aggressive driver, somebody who's driving really erratic, yeah, call 911, report them. Don't engage in that person either, because that could end up getting into a freeway violence situation. You definitely want to avoid that.
That's scary. What kind of vehicle maintenance things should we look out for you think people often maybe forget?
I think sometimes a lot of people forget are the tires. They forget the tires, they forget the windshield wipers, the headlights. I mean, if you're traveling at night time, you definitely want to be able to see, and especially with fog that could be coming through the area, you definitely want to make sure all of that stuff is working. But tires are the very important thing, because that's what your vehicle sits on. That's what has in contact with the road. So if you're driving with bald tires, or you don't have good tread on your tires, and you go to try to make a stop, or you've got wet roadways, yeah, it's going to be scary, and you're going to probably slip and slide all over the place.
All right, one last thing. We've had a lot of fog lately.
Yes.
I got caught in some really dense fog yesterday, and it can be terrifying. What do you do? What lights do you use when you're driving in that situation? Okay,
you use your regular lights. You don't turn the brights on, because it's just going to just limit your vision, even, your
visibility. What about your hazards?
More.
Should you be using those?
You can use the hazards. It's one of those things where you can. It's up to you. If you feel safer using them, then yes, have them on. It just alerts people that you're coming up onto a slower moving vehicle. So if you're going to have the hazards on, try to get over to the far right lanes.
Okay.
Slow it down. Watch what's going on ahead of you. Again, don't be in a rush. Just be patient. And if you really don't like driving in the fog, get off the freeway, get off the roadway, and try to find an alternate route if that's the case.
All right. Officer D.C. Williams, thank you. We appreciate it. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you as well.